Hey friends, welcome back. I love studying psychology. This for me goes all the way back to university. I have both a bachelor's and a master's degree in social work, which involved taking a ton of psych courses. And I took as many different kinds as I could. But my favorite then, and my favorite still today, is the field of positive psychology. Because much of psychology looks at pathology, it looks at what's wrong, it looks at deviant behavior, it looks at mental illness, it looks at personality disorders. But positive psychology, to put it very simply, is essentially studying the things that make us happy. And since being happy is my number one goal in life, I go out of my way to learn as much about this as possible. So here in this video, I'm going to share with you some really fascinating stuff. It is the top 10 evidence-based, so science-based strategies for increasing your happiness and your enjoyment of life. And stick around to the end because number 5 is the one that I found the most surprising, and I suspect you will too. And number 10 is the one that has been scientifically shown to be the biggest predictor of our happiness. And I'd like to thank Future for sponsoring this video. Spoiler alert, exercise is one of the things that does contribute to our happiness, which is why I've really liked working out with the Future app. So Future pairs you with your own highly credentialed personal trainer who puts together customized workouts for you that you can do anytime, anywhere, at any level. Wherever you're at, their goal is to meet you where you are. So how it works is when you sign up, you have a video call with your trainer, just a quick 15-minute call, and they really figure out what it is that you're trying to work on. And from there, they put together a personalized plan for you. And between all the texts and voice prompts and follow-up calls, it really feels like you have your own personal trainer with you in your living room at all times. It's pretty cool. And if you start to get bored or anything about the workouts is not at all kind of working for you anymore, then they change it up and keep tweaking it to make sure that it is exactly what you need and what you enjoy and what you're looking for. Thanks to Future, I've been working with my own personal trainer, Raelan, who has helped me with a number of things already. One of them is reaching my goal of upping my daily step count. She's had great practical strategies for doing that. And another one is designing strength training workouts that fit my schedule and have actually been helping me to increase my strength. And I have a special offer for you. If you use my affiliate link, you will get 1 month with Future with your own personal trainer for only $19. Just think what you might be able to accomplish in that month. Just go to tryfuture.co/Raelan to get started. And there is also this link in the video description. All right, top 10 happiness strategies. I'm going to share with you what one of the top researchers in the field of positive psychology, her name is Catherine Sanderson. She is trained at both Stanford and Princeton. She has put together what are the most effective evidence-based changes that we can make in our life to be happier. Now, the first one is to change your behavior. Now, specifically, there are 4 things with your behavior that when you change them, chances are we're going to up how happy you are in your life. These 4 things are getting enough sleep, exercising regularly if physically you're able to do so, spending time outdoors, and meditating. I have a checklist every day that I follow to help make sure that I get all the things, self-care things that I want to get done in the day done. And I have all of these things on there because without fail, when I put my focus on these things, I definitely find that I'm happier and feeling less overwhelmed and just generally more calm and content in my life. The second one she calls find your match. And initially I thought this was about dating, but that's actually not what it is. What it is finding your match for your personality, for the things that you like to do in life. So whether that be your career or volunteering or things in your community, just what is it? Know yourself, know your personality, and know what makes you happy. So are you super adventurous? Are you always craving, some new fun thing? Like if someone says to you, hey, do you want to go skydiving? Is your automatic reaction to be, hell yes, let's go? Or is it, hell no? Who in the right mind would jump out of a perfectly good plane? Let me know in the comments. It'd be interesting to see which team you're on. Hell yes or hell no for the skydiving. I definitely know which team I'm on. Number 3 is a really simple one. It's just read books that you love. Think about a time when you've been reading a book that you really enjoyed and you just didn't want it to end. You get to the end of it and you're like, and you're looking up online trying to see if the author has other books because you just we're so happy reading that book that you want that experience to continue. So it's a simple one, but we actually get a significant amount of happiness by reading books that we enjoy. Number 4, this one we hear a lot, but it's to keep a gratitude journal. So write down 2 to 3 things per day that you enjoy. Not things that you're looking forward to, not things in the future, but focus on the here and now and enjoying things that are actually happening in real time. Jeffrey, my husband, and I, for a long time, have had a practice to ask each other at dinner, what's the best thing that happened to you today? And we started it because we noticed that dinner became a time to complain about our days. And that's not really how I wanted to spend dinner every day. And then when you have these gratitude practices, however you do them, it creates a bias towards gratitude because you know you're going to have to come up with things. So you're looking for things throughout your day and you're zeroing in on the good, which is obviously going to make you happier. Now, number 5. This was the surprising one to me and the one I'd never heard before. A lot of these we've heard before. And we probably hear them a lot because they're true. But number 5 was make a gratitude visit. And what this is thinking about the people in your life that had a positive impact in your life, people who you are grateful for, and then writing out a letter, writing out something explaining how they impacted your life and expressing your gratitude to them. And then if you can, go and read it to them in person. But if you can't do that, mail it or email it, just find a way to express that. And when I heard this, it was just like a light bulb going off because I thought immediately about my first ever social work job. My supervisor's name was Bonnie. I was in my early 20s. I had no idea what I was doing. But for some reason, she believed in me and she hired me and she gave me a job that I really felt I had no right to be doing. But she was so supportive and I worked for her for years and she was just amazing. Just every step of the way, she gave me confidence to keep going at a really hard job and she made it fun. And over the years, I've actually tried to find her. Bonnie, if you're out there, oh, thank you. I appreciate you so much. I can't find you online. You have no digital presence, but I get it. I get how this one has an impact. Number 6 is to smile. So we think of smiling as reflecting how we feel, but it turns out that smiling can actually impact how we feel. So smile even when you're not happy. Just the simple act of smiling can improve your mood. So it's a sort of, I guess, fake it until you make it mentality that can really go a long way. Incidentally, studies of people who are told to put their hand in an ice bucket for as long as they can, the group that is told to smile while doing it can do it much longer. So I recently started doing ice baths, and when I do them, I make a point of smiling while I'm in there to hopefully make the discomfort less and the process more enjoyable. I don't know that I could ever call it enjoyable, but yeah. Number 7 is to perform acts of kindness. I hear this one all the time, and everything I read says it pretty much doesn't matter what you do. Volunteer in your community, be nice to your neighbors, send nice messages to your friends or even strangers online. We get so much happiness out of doing things for other people. And apparently even just thinking about giving can make us incredibly happy. There is MRI data to back this up. When we just think about giving to other people, it lights up the same part of our brain that cocaine does. Number 8 is to spend money, but you have to spend it carefully. Spend it on experiences, not things. No one has said on their deathbed, I wish I'd bought more crap. We get 3 different levels of enjoyment when we spend our money on experiences. Think about when you book a vacation. Once you've purchased that vacation, you get to the anticipation of looking forward to it. I love looking forward to a vacation. I get so much excitement and happiness out of it before I've even gone. And then you get to enjoy the actual vacation, and then you get to enjoy all the memories for years to come of that experience. Number 9, oh, this is a big one and a hard one and a very important one. It's avoid comparisons. And in our online social media world, it is really hard to not compare yourselves against other people. This researcher called Facebook Fakebook, her point being that I think we all appreciate and we get on a cognitive level that what we see on social media is highly curated and not a real representation of people's lives. It's all the good moments. It's the vacations. It's the running the marathons. It's the drinking the green juice. I'm guilty of it myself. I try to make a point of posting a more real image of my life, but it's just that bias is there. When I'm doing something I'm proud of or I'm happy about, that's when I want to take pictures and that's when I want to post. And this can really take away a lot of our happiness because we're continually not measuring up and our life never looks as good as that highly curated one that we're seeing online. And a lot of what we're seeing isn't even real. Some of my stuff included. Sometimes I edit photos. I mean, the content of it is real, but I might tweak my wrinkles a little bit or put a filter on it. And it's hard because everyone else is doing it too. So you kind of well, I don't want to look crappy compared to everybody else. But there is a silver lining to this. We can use comparisons to our advantage. An example that this researcher gave was, her son was not doing well in school. He was flunking out of university. And then she talked to a friend of hers whose son was incredibly sick. And she thought about how that friend of hers wished that her biggest problem was that her son was flunking out of school. So when we use comparison to gain some perspective and some appreciation for our life, then we can have it work to our advantage. And drumroll, number 10, the biggest predictor of our happiness is when we build and maintain close relationships. Now, this is not an easy one, but it gives us the biggest bang for our buck. And it is getting easier and easier these days in some ways. In some ways, we're more disconnected, but in other ways, we're more connected. There are lots of apps out there just for making friends. This is something I just learned about recently. I thought there were only dating apps. So take a look, do a quick Google, and see what's available where you live. If you feel that you're lacking those connections and those relationships and you're not really sure how to get started. And I'll leave you with this. And this is my favorite part of all of this. When we look at happiness in general over life, when people are their happiest by age, it starts out really high at about age 18. Life's pretty carefree, I think, for the most part, when you're a teenager. And then sadly, it steadily drops all the way down to about age 50. We just get less and less and less happy. But then at age 50, it turns around and pretty much skyrockets up and peaks at about age 80. So how encouraging is it and how wonderful is it to know that for the vast majority of us, the best is yet to come, and our later years in life are going to be our happiness, are going to be our happiest. If you enjoyed this video, I suspect you might also like this one that I'll link on the screen here. I can never remember which side, which is about 5 energy vampires in your life that you can eliminate to help you to have more energy to devote to the things that are truly important to you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in this next one.